Good afternoon, everyone. So here is video 2 or episode 2, and today we're going to talk about our garden bed. More about our garden bed, how to make a garden bed in a cheap, simple, easy way. So in the previous video, I showed you the wood and other things that we need to make a bed. Today we'll talk about a few other things that are needed, and innovations and fun things we can do. The way I look at it, gardening is it's a pastime, but something which will help you de-stress, enjoy God's creation. So yeah, I always look to do things differently, innovate. There's more fun in it. So as I'll show you today. So let's start with. So we were here the other day. So one thing today I was doing is I made this beautiful arch. So what we did was we got this from Temu. So we already have two other arches, similar arches like you can see. Let me go closer. So we got one last year, it worked really well. So this year we got a second one. So this was the original one. And it's great for creepers. This year we got a second one and a third one as well, which I assembled today. So like you can see with this arch, which is essential for a garden bed. So like I was sharing, an arch is essential for a garden bed. There are different types of arches you can build. There are some which I have heard from friends in Tractor Supply. You get a sheet, something like this, and then you can buy rods from Home Depot and create arch that way. We wanted this to be more innovative and fun, so a little more extra work that we need to do. So we decided to go with an arch like this. And in a few months you'll see with all the creeper plants how it looks. Grapes is one of the good creepers which needs an arch. You can see this grape plant we planted last year. In 1 year you can see how it's grown, and you can even see small beautiful grapes here. Yeah, so grapes is one of those creepers which definitely needs a nice big arch. So these arches come in these small boxes, and they have their own manual. It's a DIY project, easy to make, takes you an hour at tops. And so yeah, these arches, you pretty much just need to push them into the ground, take your measurements and where you need them, and the sharp edges, so it's just pretty easy to go in. And all you need is a screwdriver to just screw in the parts. So limited tools needed to create this beautiful arch. Okay, now let's go and talk about some other things. So in the sort of bed I'm making, you will need wire mesh. So I ordered these online, and I also got some plastic rope. And so what those do essentially, so last year I put in some jute rope, which works, but like you can see, it has strong wear and tear, and maybe it'll last 2 years. But if I use the metal wire I just showed you, so this will last a long time, and this is non-corrosive, so it doesn't rust, and it'll do well. So maybe in a future video, once we have put in the metal wire and the plastic as needed, we'll show you how it looks. The other idea I was having today, I was thinking, was to maybe remove this. So this stand was actually a triangle stand, which we made it straight and tied it up. So I was thinking of maybe splitting this in two and connecting it at the top here to connect this gap, you see. And then probably what we're thinking is we'll have the third one here, so similar. But we need to measure it and see if that works. So we'll let you know how that goes in a future video. So that's with the wires and the mesh. And I was talking about chicken wire the other day. So you get these bundles of chicken wire online. They're not expensive, and you can use that to create this fence to protect your garden bed from rodents. And what other things do we need? So yeah, sticks are essential. You can get these in any good home store, Home Depot, Lowe's. Those help the creepers climb. So see, I have a couple of sticks planted in. So yes, I believe I've covered most of what you need for building this raised garden bed. Now let's go and let me show you the other garden bed we have, which is in the ground, and we'll talk about the pros and cons of that. So before we go to the in-ground garden bed, I wanted to just share a little bit of information on one challenge we encountered with the sloping land, and I'll get into that, and then stones, sheets, and other essentials that are needed to ensure your bed is the best garden bed out there. So another aspect of our raised garden bed is something we encountered. So if you see the land we have here, it slopes down, and at this where we have the bed, it sloped down really bad, and we had an issue of alignment. And so we found a good old solution in mulch. So we have these bags of mulch that we had got. So what we did was we pretty much lifted up the height by putting in a lot of mulch below the bed, much below the sand, and covered that with sheet, and that helped raise the ground level. So again, ways to do this economically in a less expensive manner. So mulch is a good thing to raise the ground level and then fill it up with topsoil. You don't want to waste soil or topsoil, especially when you're going to raise the height of something like this. So that worked for us. Then stones, right? So we got some of these stones, different types of stone from the stores, and that you can use it for many purposes. Right now we're kind of supporting the bed because it's raised, and over time we'll move it away. And then the other thing is, of course, it keeps the weeds away. And if you're lazy and tired and you don't have energy to put sheets, then go ahead and put stones, right? That's a quick fix. But yeah, sheets or stones, great combination to keep weeds away. And weeds are a big problem when you do garden beds, right? You put all the effort in creating the beds, and then the weeds creep in and they take over your bed. So yeah, everything I'm saying here with regard to the sheet and stones is a very essential, and it's a must-have when you're doing your garden bed. And one other thing is sheets. So these sheets eventually, as it gets much more hotter, we're now in spring, but when it gets much more hotter in the summer, you definitely want to put sheets, preferably maybe tie a sheet from here to here, but try to cover 60 to 70% of your garden bed. Otherwise, especially where we live in Texas, it's extremely hot in the summers, and if you don't put these sheets, your plants will suffer, right? And they may even die, even if you're watering them. So yeah, these sheets are a must, and make sure you protect your plants from the blazing sun. And goes without saying, you'll need to water them at least once a day. Evenings or mornings are best, late evenings or early mornings. All right, and then have a wonderful day. Talk to you all later. Bye.